Hi all, today in this video we are going to discuss what is Java. So take out your pen and paper and let's get started. So before understanding the concept of Java, first look into the definition of Java. What is Java? Java is both a programming language and a platform. I know it's tough to understand this definition right now, but let's decode this and make each word understandable. So why Java needed? To understand that why Java needed, we need to know the problem statement of that time. So what was the problem statement? To understand the problem statement, we need to go into the history in the year of 1991. At that time, even the popular languages then, that is C or C++, doesn't support features like platform independent, second, compatible with different devices. Let's understand each point. What does platform independent mean? If you have written any source code in the popular language of that time C, then that code after getting compiled generates a file which is specific to the operating system. Then the source code which is compiled for the Windows machine will not run on Mac or Unix machine. We will dig out this point in next slide. For now, let's understand what does compatible with different device mean. At the time, there is no language which is compatible with different devices. Means there is no single language which supports on multiple devices like laptop, mobile phone, DTH devices, then satellite system, etc. Multiple devices. Now, let's understand in detail that why Java needed. Suppose you have a computer system which has any of the operating system like Unix, Mac and Windows. Now these machines only understand the language of 0 or 1. So any code which is written in human understandable language, for example, we have written code in C language, that is test.c. This code first needs to get compiled, and here comes the role of the compiler, which is responsible to convert the human understandable code into the machine understandable code. So the code which has been written in C language first goes into the compiler, and this compiler will compile the code and generate a new test file, that is test.executable. So basically the code which is written in human understandable language, that is test.c, was compiled by the compiler and generates a new file, that is test.executable. Now the issue is this test.executable file is specific to the system. Means if compiler compiles the test.c for Windows machine, then this test.executable will run only on the Windows machine. Means to compile the code for Mac machine, you need a different test.executable file. So this was a huge issue. Means you need to compile code multiple times for multiple different systems. So to acknowledge this problem, the man who's also known as father of Java, that is James Gosling, understand this problem, and he started with a small team named as Green Team. They initially named this project as Oak. This name is inspired by a tree which is outside the Gosling office. But they didn't get this name Oak due to the copyright issues with the Oak Technologies company. Then they come up with next name, that is Java. This name is also inspired by the Java beans of Indonesia, which team used to have a lot coffee in their free time. So now we have understood why Java is needed and the man who created Java. So now let's look at into the problem that how Java resolved the issue of platform independent and compatible with different devices. Suppose this is our Java source code. Don't worry about the code right now. just only consider this as a source code written in human understandable Java programming language with name test.java. Now, once this code has been written, again this code needs to be get compiled because our machine understands only the language of 0 or 1, and that language is much more closer to the machine to understand than the human understandable coding language. Now, once this code is compiled by the compiler, it will generate the test.class files. This test.class file basically contains the bytecode. This bytecode is independent of platform, means this test.class file can run on any of the platform, any of the operating system, that is Windows, Mac and Unix. But how? Here comes the role of the next thing, that is Java as platform, which we define in the definition. How Java will act as a platform is JVM, also known as Java Virtual Machine. This JVM interprets line by line bytecode written in the test.class files and convert them into the machine understandable code, and that code is run on Windows, Unix and Mac in all the platforms. So that's how the code which is once written in test.java and then compiled generates this code which is written only once and compiled only once, will able to run on all the system with the help of the Java virtual machine, that is a Java platform. Now let's see a bit more into Java platform. What is Java platform? The Java platform differs from most other platforms in that it's a software only platform that runs on top of other hardware based platforms. Let's understand this point more. Let's go to previous slide. Here if you can see, the test.class file is first read by the JVM, not directly by the machines Windows, Unix and Mac. So this JVM is our software which is responsible to read the test.class files and make it readable for all the operating system. So this JVM will act as a software over the operating system of Windows, Unix and Mac. Now, what are the components of Java platform? Java platform basically has two components. First, Java virtual machine, which we have seen in previous slide. Second, Java application programming interface. Java programming interface we'll learn in detail in later part of the tutorial. But here now you just understand that these are the set of the application programming interface which supports the Java virtual machine to run the bytecode, that is the test.class. Now, the thing which needs to be noticed here is this system on which Java code needs to be run should have JVM installed, means it should have Java virtual machine installed. Second, the Java bytecode is platform independent, but JVM is platform dependent, means the bytecode, the compiled Java source code, that is test.class file, is independent of platform, but JVM is dependent on platform. That you can see in my tutorial as well while we were setting up the JDK kit. There you can see you have different Java development kit for different operating systems. Till now we have seen that what was the problem, that why Java is needed, how Java resolves the problem. Now let's look into the feature which Java technology provides us. First is it is simple. Why it is simple? Because Java comes with a set of theory which depends upon the object-oriented concepts, which makes developer to understand the concept of writing the code bit easy. Secondly, it also comes up with the syntax. Syntax would mean, I'll say, the way you write the code is also easy in Java. Second, portable. Java program can execute in any environment for which there is a Java runtime system, which we have also discussed in previous slides. Third, secure. Java provides a secure means of creating internet applications. This is one of the core fundamentals of Java, that from the day one it has been taken care that Java application should be threat safe. Fourth is object oriented. This is the key concept on which the whole Java technology has been created. Java object oriented will discuss in whole new different tutorial set this object oriented concept, but here you can understand that this object oriented provides you a philosophical description of the Java coding language. Robust. Why robust? Because Java encourages error-free programming by being strictly typed and performing runtime checks. What does it mean that strictly typed means? Once we will start coding, then you will understand this concept very clearly, but here you can understand that you cannot understand the text to a number correctly. You cannot say number 1 is equal to the width. Width is a name and 1 is a letter number. Next is distributed. Yes, Java applications can run on multiple devices. It has been distributed in nature. It supports internet applications as well. Next are multi-threaded. What is multi-threaded means? And Java provides support for it. With multi-threaded, we means that you can perform multiple operations within the Java application. Just take an example, while like that you are playing a PUBG and you are chasing a player, but another player is also coming towards you at the same time. So two tasks has been getting executed simultaneously. So this is known as multi-threaded. Architecture neutral. What does it mean? That Java is not tied to any machine or operating system architecture, which we have seen also. Interpreted. Java supports cross-platform code through the use of Java bytecode. Which we have seen is, once our code get compiled into the test.class file, which contains the bytecode, was interpreted by the JVM to make it platform independent for all the operating systems. Next is high performance. Why Java is high performance? Because the bytecode, the compiled code which we got from Java source code, is very close to the machine native code. So it is easy for machine to understand and read that code. Next is dynamic. Why it is dynamic? Because Java contains lot of substantial amount of runtime information, and also it loads lots of information while starting the application. So it is dynamic in nature. Now let's see which benefits Java brings to our lives. First, write less code. It is a very practical benefit, means the same code which you written in Java has less number of lines for the same code which you need to be written in C++. Means you write less code and get the same output which you get in C++. Second, write better code. Why? Because Java uses the concept of automatic garbage collection, object-oriented concepts, and easily extendable API. Let me give you a glimpse on each point. Automatic garbage collection. Just now you just think that your Java code uses your computer memory. Okay, so there are some instances when some of the memory has been utilized but not has been again used by the Java code. So what Java does, he automatically clear that space, clear the memory for other systems, other operations. So that's how Java uses automatic garbage collection. As compared to C, you need to clear that space manually. Second, object-oriented programming concepts. Means Java comes with the philosophical interpretation of Java coding as well, which makes you easy to understand the Java technology. Third, easily extendable API. Yes, in coming lectures, you will see me explaining you about the collections and all, streams and all, which are the easily extendable API provided to us by Java, which are tested and existed for reuse. Now interpreted. We have seen that point earlier as well. Java supports cross-platform code through the use of Java bytecode. Fourth one, write once, run anywhere. While explaining the why Java needed, you can see that we have written this source code only once. It was compiled only once, and then that compiled code can be taken to any of the operating system and can be executed with the help of the JVM. Last, avoid platform dependencies. Program can be portable by avoiding the use of libraries written in other languages. Suppose if you have written a Java code which doesn't use any other language which is dependent on the operating system, then your Java code can be easily portable to any of the operating systems. So thank you for watching this video. If this video helps you in understanding the mentioned comment, then please like the video, subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.